Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another poorly made video in my Instagram on YouTube series. So today's video is about a post I made regarding basically therapy versus coaching. I was asking my client what convinced him to try me on as a coach originally. And he said that I positioned my work as coaching. And what I suspect or believe is that men generally have difficulty admitting that we need help. We like to believe that we can figure things out, which is a good thing to have to believe. We are inherently in competition with each other because of sexual selection. And we when we when we meet one another, we naturally assess and put ourselves into a position of relative status. It can be based on competence, it can be based on dominance, whatever. And so we have trouble to admit that we need help because some people maybe perceive that as as weakness. Also, if if we admit that we need coaching, it also implies that we haven't been at our best or that we could be better. And for some people, there's guilt and there's shame associated with that. Their egos will get in the way. Again, they'll believe that they can figure things out on their own, that they're fine. You know, the biggest thing is everyone's just fine. And so, this particularly applies to therapy. Most people are like, yeah, well, my issues aren't that serious. Like, I don't need really therapy. Um, there's maybe still some stigma around it, et cetera, et cetera. Whereas, you know, on coaching, maybe it's a little bit more palatable because we recognize that the best of the best have coaches. Maybe are the best of the best because they have coaches. It also doesn't mean that we are less than our coach, right? Like, we don't consider athletes who have coaches, numerous coaches, less than their coaches. It's just that everyone has different specialties, and we're just outsourcing our mental bandwidth so that we can focus on our own unique zone and area of expertise. We do this all the time. We specialize all the time. And, upon reflection, I realized that this is something that I struggle with as well. I've spent a lot of money on personal development, self help, quote unquote, business stuff as well. But I have yet to hire an actual live business coach. Part of it is because I really don't have much of a business to speak of right now. But the other piece is because although I've purchased a lot of like courses, um, I always felt like I could just figure it out on my own. And this is probably why it's taken me so long to make some progress. And now I don't really have a lot of money to hire a coach. So again, what we don't accept in others is a reflection of what we don't accept in ourselves. And I do believe that what's going to take me to the next level once I get some progress going is to hire a coach of my own. to help me from a business perspective. But, anyways, why did I mention all this? It's just my reflections on kind of my perspective, my belief that men, have a barrier, mental block towards hiring a coach. And it's one that I continue to, maybe struggle with, or I'm working through as well. And it's showing up in my professionally as well. So, yeah, funny how that works, huh? Well, that's it for this one. I got some thinking to do. Maybe it is important for me to prioritize getting a coach of my own, although I don't have the resources, but maybe that's just an excuse. All the best.